Is this a joke? Mathys Tel joins Tottenham Hotspur on deadline day. 2 days ago, we get told he rejects Tottenham. He wants Manchester United. Yesterday, we get told he agrees personal terms to join United. He's set to join Man United. And then we get told late last night that while Tel is pushing for a Man United move, Bayern won't give him to Man United because Bayern don't want to do loan deals. They want to do a permanent deal or an obligation to buy, so United can't get him. So United pull out the race to then find out he is going to Tottenham on loan with no obligation to buy, just a straight loan, which is what Man United wanted. So I'm really confused right now because we were told he's agreed personal terms with Man United and Man United can only do a loan, and Man United can only do that loan when Rashford's gone. Well, Rashford's gone to Villa. He's rejected Tottenham, but no, he's at Tottenham Hotspur right now. My head is hot, people. David Ornstein's confirmed this. Fabrizio Romano's confirmed this. Now, I'm going to say to the Tottenham fans watching, you're very lucky because I thought Tel was going to join Man United. So I've done loads of research, watched back some of his games from last season, got loads of notes on him. And I'm going to tell you about Tel, how he'll fit in at Tottenham, what his best role is, my thoughts, if this is a good or a bad deal. I think it's a good deal for Tottenham because they need another body, they need another person in attack. But I will give you my general thought. I think if you're bringing Tel in long term, it makes more sense because he's one for the future. If you're bringing someone in short term, I think you'd probably want someone that guarantees more goals, that's more ready now. But he is a good player. He's a talented player, but it's only a 6-month loan. It's one of those where if it was a 6-month loan where you have an option to obligation to buy, it'd make more sense. But if you can't get anyone in attack, because Leon Bailey's the other option, it's another body in attack to the end of the season. Because Odegaard, I don't know what's happened with him, and I guess you have more and you have Odegaard, so you don't need to bring in another young winger. You probably want to bring in maybe a Semenya or a Cunha or an Mbeumo in the summer. But it is a good deal. It's a good player. It's a talented player. And I'm going to talk about the player. But this is the news. Breaking Tel to Tottenham on loan. Here we go. Straight loan, no buy option clause. Agreement reached between the clubs as Bayern Munich have accepted player's decision. Player on his way, la-di-la. Tottenham will cover full salary of Mathys Tel until June as part of a loan agreement with FC Bayern. There's no option, no buy option clause included. Tel will be back to Bayern in June. And Spurs coach Ange Postecoglou had a long conversation with Mathys Tel to present his ideas and how he's going to use them. Tel changed his mind after conversation and decided to join Tottenham. I'm so confused. I don't know what's happened. Was United used by an agent? Did United bottle it? I'm fuming as a Man United fan. Not that I thought Tel was going to come in and be our saviour, but we sold Sancho, we sold Anthony, and we sold Rashford. We loaned them. And we haven't replaced them. We've loaned 3 wingers and we haven't replaced them. We've got Højlund, Xerxes, Ahmad and Garnacho as attacking options. If Amad Diallo gets injured, we've got a front three with no one on the bench, and none of those players are scoring because I think they've got 4 goals between the 3 of them combined this season in the Premier League. If Ahmad gets injured, we are screwed. So while Mathys Tel wasn't the saviour, it was a body. And I said Man United need to get Nkunku, João Felix, Mathys Tel, they need to get a body in attack. And Tottenham have actually been smarter than us. Daniel Levy, when Ineos are getting outdone by Daniel Levy, this is embarrassing for United. Although I will say, Tottenham have money. I'd be fuming. I know this is off topic. You just dropped a 70 million bid apparently on Mark Gay. Some sources say 60 million, some sources say 70 million. You've had that 70 million the whole summer, and Daniel Levy's done nothing until fans organise a protest. He's a knob, isn't he? But look, let's talk about Tel, because he's more someone that hasn't scored this season, but last season you saw the talent in Tel. He's a talented player. He's a really good player. I do think, in terms of the options on the market, probably the better option. And I guess this means that Tottenham save money, then they could maybe spend on a Semenya or an Mbeumo type player in the summer, because I do think with Odegaard and Moore being young, you'd benefit more from a ready-made player on the wing rather than another young player. But then I also think if you're bringing a young player on a loan, would you want him for the future? If he does really well, maybe you do. And if he doesn't do well, you don't have to buy him. I think it's one of those situations. It's another option there. I'm still fuming as a Man United fan, because he was so talented in what he showed last season at Bayern Munich. But I think it's a good deal for Tottenham. So let me tell you about Tel. So this is Tel last season. Averaged the goal contribution every 86 minutes. 10 goals, 6 assists in 1,400 minutes. 12 goal contributions in 1,000 Bundesliga minutes. He was really good. It wasn't just for the goals and assists. He was fantastic. He played against Manchester United in the Champions League last season. He scored a fantastic goal. His ball striking is probably his standout thing. He's got pace. He likes to receive the ball out wide on the left, but then come more inwards. Try and get in that left zone and get that shot off. That is how I describe him as a player. He likes to get that shot up in that left zone. He's got a strike on him. He's got power on him. He's quick. He's goodish 1v1. He's all right with his back to goal, but he's a PMP, pace and power, Gakpo, Rashford element in him there, is what I would say about Tel. I think long term he could be a striker, but he's probably excelling more on the left wing as of now. In 82 games, he's got 16 goals, 7 assists, but actually when you actually starts in the game, that's the goal assist every 104 minutes at Bayern, which is very good at his age. He's a left wing centre forward hybrid type player who can also play on the right, but is a lot better on the left. It'll be interesting to see how he's used, because Son's actually looking back to his best on the left. I think Moore prefers the left and Odegaard prefers the left. So it'll be interesting to see how he's used, because he doesn't like the right, but he's also someone that can be back up to Solanke, because Richarlison has had a lot of injury issues. But he's a very direct, explosive player and a clinical finisher. He can be good for you on the transitions. He can be good for you in progression. I think him and Spence on the left-hand side in terms of the power and the progression could be quite good. But he likes the left side of zones. He likes to cut in and shoot, but he uses his body well. I think one thing that stands out about him for me is how he uses his body well to hold off defenders. He's not pushed off the ball easily for a young player. He's very good at using his body, utilising his strength. I think he's 6 foot or maybe 5'11". We've now got more confirmation that Tel to Tottenham is complete by Alistair Gold. Tottenham want a permanent move, and that could be arranged, but as of now it's a straight loan. It's just about Alistair Gold. But he's direct kind of player. He can strike the ball well. He's also very two-footed, which makes him unpredictable. Anthony struggled at United because you always knew what Anthony was going to do, whereas Tel is quite unpredictable. He put in, particularly last season, some low-driven crosses with his left foot down there. In terms of Tel, I think he's composed and decent under pressure, decent in 1v1s, likes to cut inside, powerful, can deliver the crosses, deliver the finesse shots as well, ball striking. I think decision making is good for his age. It's not going to be perfect, but he makes very good runs. It's more his movement. I think decisions on the ball, sometimes young players don't know when to pass and when to off the ball. He makes dangerous runs into dangerous scoring areas. I think with low-driven crosses going into the box, Tel's the type of guy that's going to run and get on the end of that. He's good in transition. He's got the pace. He's got the athleticism and pressing ability for Ange Ball. You know, he's compared to Rashford in terms of pace and power, but he's different to Rashford in the sense of he's a very good presser. He presses the ball. He works hard. He gets up and down the flanks. He's an athletically good player. He likes to receive the ball wide, then come inside, but he makes intelligent runs. With the way that Tottenham play, they put the ball low into the box under Ange. He makes those runs. He's two-footed. He's unpredictable. He's got a good strike on him. I think he's a good tactical fit for Tottenham. He could be an outlet on the wing. He's got the touchline presence. Can play centrally. Can hold up the ball. I wouldn't say it's his strongest attribute, but he's better than a lot of players at holding up the ball. But I think it's the pressing, good and high pressing systems, good out of possession, works hard. You know, I think he can provide competition for Son at left striker. Competition for Son and Solanke, gives Tottenham more options so they can rest, rotate, hopefully reduce the injuries there. But speed, strength, and pressing abilities, I think, will be his key traits for Ange Postecoglou in the Premier League, and his ability to arrive late in the box with his runs. This was just like final thoughts. Good in transition, dangerous on the break, natural goal scorer, effective left wing centre forward type player, can work hard. Premier League ready is the big question. That's the big question. Is he Premier League ready? That is the big question for me. But he got 16 goal contributions in the Bundesliga last season. I think he's a talented player. I don't think he's like going to be like completely game changing because he's so young and so raw. But then look what Cole Palmer did at Chelsea. You never know. I think he's going to be a good signing. I think it's a good addition. I think it's a talented player, but it's one for the future, like Lucas Berg or like Mikey Moore. You can tell they're talented players, but they're not single-handedly going to save Spurs this season. But you know, there's big potential there. There's big potential there as well. And I saw this, and this is really similar to my notes and what I picked up from watching him last season. But this was based on him 3 years ago, in the under-17 Euros. So Travis Levinson tweeted this. I thought I'd share this for those interested. These are my basic notes on Tel from the 2022 under-17 Euros, just before his Bayern move. Obviously against younger, lesser opponents, so not applicable to now, but shows how much talent and potential he has. So here were his notes on Tel, who was at Rennes. Wow, striker. Good at basically everything a modern striker needs. Tall and round, uses his body well. We spoke about, for a young player, how he uses his body well. He can use his body in tight spaces. He's not pushed off the ball easily. Fast and makes fantastic movement in and around the box and uses his pace to get in behind. We spoke about his movement. We've seen it at Bayern Munich. Very good at getting in the box. Also very good with his back to goal. I think he's decent with his back to goal. I think he probably looked better in youth level, but because of the physicality. But he's shown he can play with his back to goal, but he uses his pace, and I think he's better with the ball in front of him. Good first touch, I agree. I noticed that. Then good at holding up the ball and bringing others into play. He's shown that more in youth level than first team level, I think. But again, that's one of those things that's harder because of the physicality. He has one of the best ball striking techniques I've seen. Yeah, look at the goal he scored versus United. Look at the goals he scored for Bayern. Yeah, very good at shooting. The power he gets behind his shot. He almost like barely moves his leg and he gets so much power behind the shot. But it's him picking up the ball in the left half space, cutting inside, looking to shoot in the bottom corner and making those runs into the box while also being two-footed, I think is what makes him a dangerous player. Anyway, that's my reaction and thoughts on Tel to United. To Tottenham, I mean, this transfer saga has been a joke. This transfer saga has been a joke, and I'm annoyed as a United fan. Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, if it was like Cunha that we bowled, I'd probably been in tears. But I think it'll be a good addition for Tottenham. There, my notes on him. I had a big detailed video about how he was going to shoot Amorim ball, all ready to come out. Oh well, thank you for watching. Bye.